This is Conversations with Paycheck and Red, a weekly podcast with two good old boys talking about anything and everything that crosses their mind. You may not know what you're going to get with an episode of Paycheck and Red, but you sure know you don't want to miss it. So do what you got to do. Download the app, find the episodes online, and make sure that you don't miss 1 second of Conversations with Paycheck and Red.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to this crazy shit that we call Paycheck and Red. I'm Paycheck, and as always, I'm with my boy Red.
What's up, party people?
Today's episode is brought to you by Paycheck's Commercial Driving School for people who can't drive good.
If you can't find them, grind them.
Yes, sir.
So today's going to be a crazy episode. We're shooting from the hip. We're freestyling. I'm feeling kind of gangster today, so we're probably going to get fired up. We're just going to talk about random shit. And, well, first of all, how was your week? My bad, I jumped right into it, man. I didn't even ask you how your week was. I already know how your week was, but...
Yeah, but everybody else don't. My week was all right, man. You know, I got a little head cold.
I thought you was going to say you got your little head. I was going to say, whoa, dude, it is not that kind of podcast.
No, I ain't going to go that far. I got me a little head cold. Let's see.
Head cold, like allergy head cold?
Well, kind of combination of two. It started with my allergies. I was cutting grass, working in the yard one day, and fresh cut grass always fucks with me. So it started with my allergies, but it turned into a head cold. A little summertime, change of season, head cold shit. I get head cold about 2 times a year, so.
Yeah, that sounds like some pussy ass shit.
It is a little bit, man, but I've narrowed my immune system down to only giving me 2 colds a year, so that's pretty damn good, I think.
Yep, nothing wrong with that. So at least you don't have to be one of those guys to call in once a week because your little pussy hurts, right?
Oh no, hell no.
Dude, I hate those guys, man. I remember when I was a supervisor for a telecommunications company. This motherfucker called out for like a week because he had an ingrown toenail, and he said it was infected.
What?
I said, okay, dude, soak that motherfucker in some damn vinegar, some peroxide,
Right.
wrap that motherfucker up, and come on in.
Hell yeah.
All right, so let's jump right into it. Red and I were talking just before this podcast, and there's some new shit that's going on right now in the entertainment business. Everybody knows who Eminem is, and finally, some freshness has crept through the cracks in the fucking closed door, and we call him Machine Gun Kelly.
Well,
round of applause.
Let's
Wait. Round of applause.
Give the man his round of applause. He did good. I've given him his round of applause, but let's preface this whole thing by saying we are recording this on Labor Day, 2018. So Eminem brought out a new album, a new CD, a new shit, whatever they're calling it these days. Just overnight, like this motherfucker put an album together, didn't tell nobody about it. Didn't tell nobody. He just released the shit. And from what I've been reading on this shit, I've done my research on it because I'm an Eminem fan. Been an Eminem fan since a long time ago.
Okay.
Hey, man. I like him. He started off talking shit, speaking his mind, don't give a fuck what everybody thinks, and made a name for himself. But anyway, been doing my research on this shit since it came out because I really dig it. I didn't what was the one before this one, Recovery, where he planned it all out and had that wasn't really a good one. But this one right here, he released a couple days ago, I think now, and within a couple of hours of shit reaching the internet, it had already had more downloads, more streaming, more listens, more whatever the hell you want to call it, whatever the lingo is for the internet. And that made that particular album that he put out 2 days ago #1 on the Billboard charts in less than an hour.
Yeah, okay. Can I chime in yet?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Number one, Eminem is nothing but a studio gangster that capitalized on his skin pigmentation. Number two, this album that he dropped is almost 6 years after MJ Kelly called his ass out in 2012. So it took this motherfucker 6 years to come up with a rebuttal or, to defend himself, if you will. And I'll tell you why. It's because Eminem got soft. This motherfucker is living in the lap of luxury. He's not gangster. So most of his shit that, his past few albums have been total bullshit, total lies. This motherfucker's living in a lap of luxury, counting fucking thread counts, sipping champagne pinky out, and knows nothing about...
Hey, speak easy now. Speak easy.
Yeah, I am.
Speak easy.
He knows nothing about... He cannot relate to the music that... look. Here's how it is in a nutshell. A lot of people are going to be mad about this. A lot of people are going to be upset about this. A lot of people are going to jump on Eminem's dick. But here's the truth. If it wasn't for guys like MG Kelly and what he's doing right now, you cannot put these people, these artists, up on fucking thrones and pedestals like Big Daddy Kane, Sugar Hill Gang, Too Short, all these people who allowed the who laid the foundation for the rap game. You can't just let them sit up on the fucking throne without chasing them down. When you rise to the top, there's only one direction to go, and that's down. And if it wasn't for people like MGK,
that was so good.
The rap game would not be relevant. It would have fizzled out years ago. It's time for some new, fresh blood. It's time for that young blood. It's time for those dirty, grimy motherfuckers to come back into the rap game instead of these rainbow, skinny jean wearing motherfuckers. So, shout out to MGK. Keep doing what you're doing. Yank that motherfucker off his throne. He was once great, and now it's time for him to go because the motherfucker's soft and he's no longer gangster. Well, my opinion is he was never.
All right, here's my opinion on that. Now, see,
you think he's the only white motherfucker that grew up in the hood?
No, I ain't saying. Did you hear me say anything about him being white? You brought that shit up, not me. I ain't saying nothing about him being white. What happened to Eminem? And it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. This motherfucker got sober, and he had to think about what he was writing, and he weeded out the Trump supporters, the fans of his that were Trump supporters by doing the whole Trump diss shit on the BET award thing.
He sold out. He sold out for the Illuminati.
Nah, he didn't sell
sold out.
Shit.
The Illuminati got to him.
No.
Yeah, dude.
But can I finish?
I guess. You have to.
Eminem got sober, so this man, instead of just getting on a pill binge and fucking just writing whatever he thought and putting that shit on wax and letting the whole world hear it, he's now contemplating what he's putting out, and he's thinking about it, and he is trying to put out another hit album. Just like I said with Recovery, that last album he put out before this new one, this Kamikaze album. That shit, he didn't even have anything on the radio. But this man is still relevant in the game because he is Eminem. How many platinum albums do you have? Not nary one.
Yeah, but I'm not in the rap game. I'm in the truck driving game. Ask me how many safe miles I have. That would be equivalent.
Right.
Over 1 million. I have over 1 million. Okay. How many safe driving miles does Eminem have? Not a nary fucking one. Oh, punk motherfucker.
Right. But I have never ever heard Eminem put down any of those people that you talked about a while ago. Big Daddy Kane and Sugar Hill Gang. I've never heard him put down any of those people. He holds those people up on pedestals because that's where he came from.
Yeah, but wait a minute now. Eminem.
You ain't never heard Eminem diss Big Daddy Kane. You ain't gonna.
No.
That motherfucker ain't stupid.
Right, but we all know the story about how he disses everybody. He might not diss the legends in the game, the people who laid the foundation, but he does attack people in the music industry.
But that's because they talk shit about him first.
Okay, so wait a minute. So let's back up for just a minute. I think you nailed the coffin shut when you said that this dude had to go to recovery because he was on pills. Now, what kind of damn white trailer park bullshit is this? Pills?
Oh, shit.
That is not gangster. Okay? Let me know when you get on some fucking cocaine. Okay? Let me know when you get on some damn marijuana. Let me know when you smoking dirty J's. 5, 6, 7 of them a day. Now, then we can talk about some old gangster shit. Pills? That proves that this dude is living up in the fucking hoity-toity high society subdivisions. He is not.
No, man, no. This motherfucker can't. Everybody that's listening to this podcast right now knows Eminem's story. I ain't got to go into it.
Yeah, but he's not gangster.
He doesn't ever claim to be gangster.
Yeah, pretty sure he does. Pretty
no,
sure.
This motherfucker writes down with a pen and paper what he feels about the rap game, about society, about shit he sees in real life, and he puts it on paper and he raps about it. This motherfucker has never, ever, ever claimed to be a white ass gangster rapper. Never.
Okay, so why is it okay? Why is it okay in the history of the music business, the rap game in particular? Why all of a sudden is it a big deal? Or like, oh my God, MGK should be shaking right now. Fuck that. This whole rap game, and it was founded on beef and staying relevant and current. I mean, where's this dude been? Where's Eminem been? What's he been doing?
He's been all over it, man. All over it.
Yeah, well, my point to this little rant is that number one is this dude is 47 years old. Okay. You had a good ride, bro. You did good. You did well. You are able to financially provide for yourself and your family probably until the day y'all die. So, good for you. But there should always be that dude, that grimy dude on the grind, on the come up, chasing him down. And now there is, in the form of Machine Gun Kelly.
Dude, that's just one dude, though.
I know, but listen, if you look at Eminem and if you look at the life he lived, if you look at his personal appearance, his swag, all that good stuff, and then you look at Machine Gun Kelly, in my opinion, Machine Gun Kelly is the real deal. Eminem may have been the real deal when he lived in Detroit, 8 Mile, all that dumb shit. Maybe. But he is nowhere near what MG Kelly is.
Dude, MG Kelly, you got me saying the shit now.
I put my own swag on it.
Right? Machine Gun Kelly. Dude, obviously he's not the first white rapper. He ain't the first motherfucker to come after Eminem in a diss track. He ain't the first motherfucker to come after anybody in a diss track. It's just one of many. Everybody, and the record speaks for itself, anybody that's ever went against Eminem in a diss track has been sit the fuck down. Every one of them.
No.
Nobody in the rap game right now can out-rap Eminem. Nobody.
I don't know. I think Machine Gun Kelly can.
I've been listening to Machine Gun Kelly shit all day. His fucking YouTube videos he does with these damn internet radio stations and all this shit. It is the wackest shit I've ever fucking heard. And because of Eminem, him paving his own way and paving way for all these other rappers coming up, we have Machine Gun Kelly.
Okay, so wait a minute.
Post Malones and all these other people.
Okay, so wait a minute. Now, Post Malone, that's another good one. I mean, we could talk about him too, but... So you're telling me that... Hi, my name is... Slim... I mean, that's gangster? That's good? You like that?
Hell yeah.
That's bullshit. That's some old studio gangster bullshit. That's Hollywood bullshit. That ain't hood shit.
That's Dr. Dre trying to put Eminem on the map is what that
That's
is.
Dr. Dre trying to remain relevant.
Oh,
fucking Dr. Dre.
Don't talk about Dr. Dre.
Listen, Dr. Dre was, if it wasn't for NWA, Dr. Dre wouldn't be nothing. Dr. Dre was the pussy out of the group of NWA. He's the motherfucker that, listen, go back in time. Let's go back in time.
I go back in time all the time.
Let's do the little squiggly going back in time.
Yeah. Yep.
Motherfucker had a damn disco suit on. A white, blinged disco suit. If it wasn't for Ice Cube, MC Ren, I mean, we all know them. If it wasn't for them, there wouldn't be a Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre rode the coattails, and he just happened to.
Oh man! You watched the movie. You watched the movie, didn't you?
Dude, you're talking to a guy who is in his 40s. Okay, I was alive, breathing, and functioning in society when rap music first came out.
Yeah, me
so
too.
I knew the story before. Huh?
Yeah, you ain't the only one.
Okay, but I'm a little older than you, so I mean, my mind was a little more mature, if you will, when rap music came out. So I know the story, and Dr. Dre, I'm gonna give him his respect as far as the beats and being a producer and all that shit, and I know that his producing abilities played a big part in NWA and all this shit, but Dr. Dre was a studio gangster. Eazy-E.
It was Dr. Dre's beats that put NWA on the map, man.
I know that, but that's it. That's it. He wasn't a gangster. He wasn't out selling dope. He wasn't out gang banging. He was a good producer. That's it. He's a studio gangster. He is no gangster. He's only a gangster in the studio.
Okay,
Same thing with Eminem.
You have to be a real hood street gangster to be a good rapper?
No. But you do have, wait, let me, but you do have to be if you're going to be a gangster rapper. You can't rap about thug life, being a gangster, selling dope, gang banging. Did I already say gang banging? I kind of feel like I already said gang banging.
You already said gang banging, yeah.
Okay, but just to be clear, gang banging. And not the porn.
We gotta be clear about the gang banging part.
Yeah, not the porn kind of gang banging.
Right.
Dude, I get it. I really do. And you know, when Eminem first came out, I was full support. You know, he did good for the white guys like me. You know what I mean? So I get it. I understand his relevance and his importance in the game, but I mean, what's wrong with some fresh meat coming out and challenging this dude?
Ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing wrong with it. I never said there was nothing wrong. Huh?
Why are you sucking Eminem's dick?
I'm not sucking Eminem's dick. I'm just saying that Machine Gun Kelly ain't the first motherfucker that's come at Eminem on a diss track. And I'm telling you, watch what I tell you. You mark my words right now, because this is being recorded. You watch what I tell you. Eminem is getting ready to sit this motherfucker down in just a few days. You watch what I tell you.
Yes, 6 years from now.
No.
That's how long it took after the first diss.
No. This motherfucker, Machine Gun Kelly, brought up his daughter in a fucking diss track. You can't talk about somebody's fucking kids like that and get away with it. Eminem don't play that shit, man. Look at the fucking history of his diss track. Anybody that comes to him and his family, he sets their motherfuckers down.
Okay, so what's Eminem gonna do about it? Nothing. What's Eminem gonna do about it? Nothing.
He's gonna humiliate this motherfucker in the public eye. He ain't got to do anything about it. He can kill this motherfucker with his words. He ain't got to go out there and gang bang and pull guns and jump this motherfucker in a hotel lobby. He can kill this motherfucker with his words.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think once you've heard one Eminem song, you've heard them all.
No, man. No, you need to go back and listen to some Eminem ciphers, man. You need to go back and listen to some Eminem B-side tracks. You need to go back and listen to the shit. You need to go back and listen to the shit that Eminem didn't put on the radio. That's
How dare you disrespect my knowledge of the rap game? Let me remind you, I grew up in the hood. Mm-hmm. I know more about the underground scene than I do mainstream. And that, my friend, right there is why Eminem has remained relevant all these years, because he's a mainstream rapper. He's a Hollywood.
No.
Yeah, dude, he is not a dirty, grimy lyricist. He's a guy who fucking... he reads the dictionary, maybe has a thesaurus, You know what I mean? And then he puts
because he read that dictionary and he read that thesaurus has made him who he is today. Can't nobody out-rap Eminem in the game today right now. Nobody.
No, but listen, he said it best. He said it best in his 8 Mile movie, the depiction of him on the stage at a rap battle. So let me use his words, and I'm gonna paraphrase, of course. Okay, dude, we get it. You're white. You come from a broken family. You come from a trailer park. We get it. We heard this story already. I mean, how much can you live off that story?
What the fuck do you think Machine Gun Kelly's doing? He's a white, poor-ass white dude from fucking Cleveland that's trying to make a name for himself, and he's bringing out everybody, calling out everybody, just like Eminem did. He's doing the same shit because Eminem paved that fucking path for him. That's all. Oh, yeah.
Is that you are a victim of
here we go.
Of your words that you only listen to what they played on BET or MTV.
Oh, whatever, dude. Seriously.
Yeah. For you to think that Eminem is a relevant, the only reason he's relevant is because he capitalized on the pigmentation of his skin and he can group words together. He's a studio gangster. All the shit that he raps about is fake bullshit. It's dumb. It's like
yeah, you gotta hope Eminem don't hear this shit because he's gonna put out.
I hope he does hear me. Okay, listen.
Track on your ass.
I hope he's listening to this and hear me clear, Eminem. Shave that gay fucking beard off, dude. And this is coming from a bearded guy. You look like an idiot because it looks like you spray painted that motherfucker on. Okay.
All right, now listen.
Wait. And what's with the fucking jumpsuits? Is this dude going to the gym? You know, what the fuck? Why is he wearing a fucking do-rag? The dude can't get waves. Why is he wearing a wave cap? Because he's trying to be somebody that he's not.
Okay, well tell me why the hell Machine Gun Kelly's walking around in fucking Gucci jackets then? It's the same shit, man.
Oh, I haven't seen him in a Gucci jacket. I don't know.
Dude, right before we started this fucking podcast, I watched a fucking YouTube video of him on a radio station, on one of them internet radio stations. This motherfucker had on nothing but fucking Gucci bling the whole time.
Okay, yeah, but I don't understand that. How is that relative to Eminem wearing a wave cap?
He's trying to be somebody he's not. If that motherfucker, if Machine Gun Kelly was trying to be his own original person, that motherfucker would wear shit from Walmart. He wouldn't.
I know, but listen. Whoa, wait a minute. Listen, you're way off. So listen, a jacket serves the purpose of covering one's skin. A wave cap. No, wait. A wave cap serves the purpose to create waves in someone's hair. This is a white dude. It doesn't work like that. A white dude.
It's a style.
No. It's bullshit. It's fake. It's a wannabe. It's studio shit. Studio gangster. And what's with the fucking jumpsuits?
What's with the fucking Gucci jackets? This fucking summertime. What's this motherfucker walking around in a goose down Gucci jacket for?
Okay, I'm understood.
Huh?
And but what did you just say? Huh?
Yeah. Huh?
Huh? Okay, so out of all the times I've seen MGK on some sort of entertainment platform, I have seen him in a variety of different styles. Mostly with no shirt, some with cutoff shirts, t-shirts. But look at Eminem on almost every form that you've seen him on. It's a fucking jumpsuit. It's a tracksuit.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yo.
Dude, his early shit, this motherfucker was walking around in jeans and a hoodie jacket.
All right.
Yeah,
well,
he got a little bit of money. Motherfucker sold records. I'd walk around in a little better outfit if I had a little bit more money. Of course I would.
All right, your closing words on the Eminem MGK topic.
Hold on, real quick though.
No. We got to move on.
I know we do. I know we do. Real quick.
No.
Real quick.
No. Yeah, these are your closing words. Speak wisely.
All right.
Go.
My closing words. Let's not forget that Eminem signed Yellow Wolf a few years ago. Okay? Yellow Wolf has went and made a name for himself. He has his own fucking label now. Has his own shit. All right? Yellow Wolf is getting ready to walk away from this motherfucker because he don't need Eminem anymore. Because Eminem paved the way for him, and he don't need Eminem anymore. Guess who just guest appeared on Yellow Wolf's new shit? Machine Gun Kelly. So there's going to be some animosity right there already. But in closing, Eminem is the shit. He's better than Machine Gun Kelly, and he always will be. Period.
All right, my closing words. Eminem paved the way for guys like MGK. So to suffocate him is ridiculous. For anybody to suffocate MGK it goes against the natural flow of the progression of life in the music industry. Number 2, Eminem is whack. He's always been whack. He's a studio gangster. He's not real. He's fake as shit. And I, for one, am happy to see some fresh young meat. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let me back up. I, for one, am happy and excited to see some new, fresh, young blood coming up in the music industry to eliminate all this rainbow, skinny jean bullshit. So, what up, MGK? Appreciate you, and keep doing what you're doing. Topic number 2. I went to a concert yesterday.
Yeah.
On this card, dude. It was, the whole night was badass until we got to the end. And let me tell you why. And Red is a good person to have this conversation with because I do respect his musical background. I believe that he does have good taste in music. I believe he does know music. So there was one band, I can't remember the damn name of them, but Charlie Daniels, Kid Rock, Dean, Lynyrd Skynyrd, Molly Hatchet, Jacksonville, Florida, Lynyrd Skynyrd's last tour. Badass night.
Did you say Jason Aldean?
Yes, dude. And look, so I realized something last night, actually. So
please do tell.
And I kind of knew this, but I forgot. But I remember a friend of mine. He's a singer in a band, and I've been to a few of his gigs. And he likes the kind of music that we listen to. You know, he likes the old shit, some Merle Haggard, Jennings, and Johnny Cash's and all them. So he does sing those songs, but then he sings all the mainstream bullshit. Luke Bryan, Jason Aldean, and it threw me off a little bit. Like I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't into it. And then after the show, we were all out in the park and not having a safety meeting. And I complimented it. I enjoyed the show or whatever. And I made him a comment about, but dude, why the Jason Aldeans and the Luke Bryan? I mean, why even put yourself in that genre, if you will? You know what I mean? And he was like, here's the truth of it. He said, if you noticed, when I sang the songs that we enjoy, there was a mellow vibe at the bar. It was a bar. Mm-hmm. But when I started singing Jason Aldean's and the Luke Bryans and the Blake Sheltons, the chicks swarmed the fucking dance floor. The beers were being bought and flowing like nobody's business. So it's that saying, milkshakes bring all the boys to the yard.
No, it's called pandering. That's what that is.
Yeah, I understand, and we've had this conversation, but I did notice there were all different ages at this concert. So you think about Kid Rock, Molly Hatchet, Lynyrd Skynyrd, Charlie. So let's just say Molly Hatchet, Lynyrd Skynyrd, Charlie Daniels.
Real quick,
I know.
Can I say something real quick before you finish? Just something real quick.
Yeah, but just let me just say this last thing.
Okay.
I know for a fact that Lynyrd Skynyrd has touched 4 generations. So you're talking about 4 generations of ages, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Just with Lynyrd Skynyrd. So you can imagine the variety in ages that were at this concert last night.
Of course.
Go ahead. What, you wanted to say something?
Well, I have a cool little backstory. You mentioned Molly Hatchet. I'm a big Molly Hatchet fan. My dad I grew up around my dad listening to that old classic rock, and I had a cute little anecdotal story about Molly Hatchet. Just real quick, and then we'll get back to your concert, because I would like to hear more about it. About 15, 16 years ago, I was living in Myrtle Beach, and I wasn't working with my dad at the time. This is before I started working with my dad, and I built decks and custom decks and garages and storage buildings and stuff like that. And I had a guy come to the lumber yard that I worked at. Didn't know him. He didn't look familiar. You know, he was just the old hippie looking dude. Said he needed a deck built. So I spoke up and said, "Hey man, I do that on the side, you know." And he said, "Come give me a price." So I drove down to Garden City, South Carolina, where this man lived at, and I gave him a price on a deck. We agreed on the price. I started building this deck. I was about, I don't know, a little over 3/4 of the way done with this deck I was building, and he came home one day. He came around back and was looking at it. He said, "Man, damn, this looks good. Looks good. I'm very proud of it. You want a beer?" And I was like, "Hell yeah, I'll take a beer. It's hot out here. I'll take a beer." He goes inside, brings a beer back, and out of his sliding glass door behind his house onto this deck I was building, out walked him and about 7 or 8 other dudes. And they all looked like they stepped out of 1975. Okay, long.
It was a gay porn set.
Long hair. You know, the little thin mustaches and beards and all that shit. So I was like, "Damn, you having a party? What's going on here?" He said, "No, we just had band practice or band rehearsal or something. We got a gig coming up this weekend." I was like, right on. What's the name of your band?" He said, "Have you ever heard of Molly Hatchet?" And I was like, "What? Yeah, I've heard of Molly Hatchet, man. I was raised on Molly Hatchet. Yeah, I've heard of Molly Hatchet." He said, "Well, you're looking at it."
Shit.
Yeah, dude, it was really cool. So I got to meet and drink beer with Molly Hatchet one time. I think he was the bass player or something for Molly Hatchet. I can't remember his name right off because it's been a long time ago. But he had a little double-wide beach house in Garden City, South Carolina, and it was around Bike Week in Myrtle Beach. So they were playing at one of the biker bars down there that weekend. But yeah, I got to drink beer and hang out and have a little short safety meeting with the guys from Molly Hatchet.
Dude, hell yeah, that's badass. Not a lot of people can say that.
No, I was pretty proud of it. My dad was right envious.
Well, I have a quick little story about Lynyrd Skynyrd. I live in Jacksonville, and as most people who are into the whole music scene, I mean, if you don't know where Lynyrd Skynyrd's from, then you're not a Lynyrd Skynyrd fan. But just in case people who don't know, they are from Jacksonville.
Free bird.
Well, actually, I'm gonna hurt some people's feelings here, but publicly, they are from Jacksonville. However, the truth is, they are from a small town on the west, just west of Jacksonville, in a place called Orange Park, Florida. Mm-hmm. Now, the problem is that Orange Park, Florida just doesn't sound as cool as Jacksonville, Florida. You know what I mean?
Right.
But my wife's mom used to hang out with the Van Zants and a few of them, and partied with them pretty heavily before they became Lynyrd Skynyrd. Mm-hmm. But that brings me to the sad part about this concert. But let me give you a quick rundown on how this story went, or how this concert went. So we're responsible adults. We didn't want to drink and drive. We were going with a group of people, so we decided to all meet up at their house and catch an Uber to the concert. It was amazing. It was a great idea. Dude pulled up in a Suburban, black Suburban, kind of rolled out the red carpet, dropped us at the front door. It was badass. Felt like a rock star.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a little tight with my money, and I know that concerts could be expensive. So I started sipping on some watermelon shine before we even left the house.
Right.
Now, by the time we got to the concert, I was pretty lit. Had a good buzz going on. So I ended up getting drunk, getting sober, getting drunk, getting sober. I mean, that's how long this concert was. So we get in there, and man, I'm having a good time. I'm enjoying the music. I'm enjoying the camaraderie, if you will, you know, between myself and other music fans. You know what I mean?
Right.
And, I had my Harley Davidson. I cut the sleeves off of it. I was looking badass. Had my chain. Well, I mean, I'm going to a fucking Lynyrd Skynyrd concert, for crying out loud.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So
Yep.
I dressed the part. So I was getting compliments, and, you know, chicks was eyeballing me a little bit, you know, so feeling good about things, feeling good about life. Kid Rock came out, and I had never seen Kid Rock in concert, and I'm an okay fan of his. I mean, I like his shit, you know, but it's just one of those artists that I can take it or leave it. You know what I mean? It's not a huge deal.
Love to hate it.
Yeah, I mean, I really didn't like his for the same reasons that I liked Eminem in the beginning.
Right.
I like seeing a diversity. Mm-hmm. So I like to see a black dude in country music. I like to see a white dude in the rap industry. You know what I mean? Yeah, so when I see that, I'm immediately a fan just based on that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but then he kind of got into it was almost like he didn't know what direction to go in. It was kind of a mixture of, you know, rap and rock. And I get it. I dug it for a little bit. You know, like I said, just not something, it wasn't a big deal to me. You know what I mean? I wasn't into it, but I wasn't not into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But dude, he was at the concert last night, and this dude right here blew the fucking roof off of this place, man. Just the way his stage presence, all the excitement that goes on stage while he's up there. Mm-hmm. He put on a badass show, man. So unfortunately, I went to see Lynyrd Skynyrd, but ended up leaving there having seen Kid Rock.
Right.
Now, here's where the problem comes in at. I'm a big Lynyrd Skynyrd fan.
Oh,
I know Red's a big Lynyrd Skynyrd fan.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody that takes their music seriously, you have to throw Lynyrd Skynyrd in there.
Mm-hmm.
But dude, it was so sad, man. They're getting old. Their stage presence, there was no excitement really on stage. There was no, you know, what do they call it, pyrotechnics, or, you know.
Yeah.
It just wasn't a big show like I thought it would be. I mean, you're talking about, this was Lynyrd Skynyrd's last tour, and in their hometown. So I was expecting to see something spectacular, something badass.
Right.
So now it left me with the question, is it because they're getting old and maybe their showmanship isn't what it used to be? Or is it because we are now in the 4th generation of Lynyrd Skynyrd, and I kind of feel like nobody respected them at the concert, but I think it's because there were younger cats there, you know what I mean? And that's why I hold Jason Aldean responsible for the whole demise of Lynyrd Skynyrd. Yeah, I'm putting it out there. I'm saying it. You heard it here first.
All right.
So Jason Aldean brought all these young kids to the fucking concert, which is great for record sales. And I know Lynyrd Skynyrd's gonna, you know, they're gonna get a big chunk of that or whatever, because it was their tour.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody respected him up there.
Man, you got to think about it. You got to think about this, man. That man has some huge, huge shoes to fill, and has had to fill those shoes for the last 30 years.
Yeah.
His brother left this world with a whole lot more to do. And he spent his entire life up to the point of his brother's death, and then past that, trying to live up to his name, outrun his ghost, if you will, carry on the name of Lynyrd Skynyrd and keep it relevant and make it as badass as it was when they were huge in the late 60s, early 70s. I mean, I've never seen Lynyrd Skynyrd in a huge stadium venue like you did. I've seen him in a House of Blues venue, early 2000s, in Myrtle Beach, and it was a great show. I'll always remember that as one of the best shows that I've ever been to.
Well, yeah, that was probably more of a more intimate setting, right?
Of course, yeah. House of Blues is very small compared to what you went to last night. So
yeah, I wish their last one would have been something like that, where they could connect a little bit more with the actual Lynyrd Skynyrd fans. You know what I mean?
Now you've got to think about this too. A lot of those guys. Well, that's not a lot of them. Back in the early 2000s, it was a lot of them. A few of them have passed away now, but a couple of those guys that were on stage last night were in the original Lynyrd Skynyrd. They were in the band with the guys that got killed in the airplane accident.
Yeah.
The keyboard player, one of the guitar players up till about a month ago, he just passed away. Another one of the guitar players just passed away a few years ago. These are the original members, man. So these guys have been doing it for 40 plus years.
Okay, wait, real quick. You make a good point. Let me throw that factor in on why maybe the showmanship wasn't where it was supposed to be at, because they were dealing with a tragic death with a band.
Right. That's where I was going with that. Yeah, that's where I was going with that. Plus, they're tired. They've been on the road. I think Kid Rock actually has a song that says, "Baby, I've been on the road too long." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So those guys have been doing it for and another thing real quick to tie in with this whole classic rock thing going on. I just watched another YouTube video just the other day of the Rolling Stones. And this was, I think the video was from 2016 in like Belgrade or somewhere, Belfast, somewhere overseas in the Czech Republic somewhere. So they were playing, the song in the video was Can't Get No Satisfaction.
It's classic.
Yep. Mick Jagger just had his 73rd birthday not too long ago, I think. I'm going to quote me on that, but I think it was his 73rd birthday. Keith Richards is just as fucking old. Keith Richards is like, oh, man, I don't wish death on anybody, but that man needs to go somewhere. But anyway, Mick Jagger mumbled the words the entire time. He's 73 years old, and just like we're talking about rap music and Eminem and time to sit down and let somebody else do it, for God's sakes, I love the Rolling Stones. For God's sakes, I love Lynyrd Skynyrd. Holy cow, I love Lynyrd Skynyrd like no other. But boys, it's time to sit down and time for somebody else to take the reins and let them have it.
Yeah, it was a bit sad. It was a bit sad. A quick little story real quick, dealing with Lynyrd Skynyrd. It's kind of funny. So, for some reason, I'm thinking I may have told this story on one of our episodes, but so my ex-wife, my kids, and myself, we all went to Disney World. We did the 5-day hop, which means you can hop between Disney World and SeaWorld. Yep. And we did. And during this 5-day process, at night, in between the water parks and, or the Disney World and the SeaWorld, everybody was asleep, and I was watching the country music television, CMT. And at this time, they had a segment that they called Crossroads, in which two separate entertainers would come together and collaborate on stage. And Lynyrd Skynyrd was one of them. I don't remember who they collaborated with, but I saw Lynyrd Skynyrd on TV that night. The next day, we go to SeaWorld, and I see this bummed out guy, all denim jacket, jeans, long hair, a ball cap, and at first I was like, damn, why does he look familiar to me? Like, it didn't click that, this is Johnny Van Zant. Until his wife walked up. Once his wife walked up, she was a bombshell. Blonde, big boobs. Yeah. You know what I mean? Looked like she stepped out of a Hollywood Wives magazine. You know what I mean? Yeah. So eventually my ex-wife got tired of, because we passed him like several times, and she got tired of hearing me say, I'm pretty sure that's Johnny Van Zant. I'm pretty sure that's Johnny Van Zant. So she went and talked to him. She was like, "Listen, I'm sorry to bother you, and I feel like such a dick that but I didn't." So she did, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm Johnny." So she was like, "Well, my husband's name is Johnny, you know, and he's a big fan of Lynyrd Skynyrd. Could you come over and take a picture with him?" So dude came over and was just a jam up dude, super polite. You know, we talked, we chit chat a little bit, and dude. So I live in fucking Jacksonville, Florida, but I had a Georgia Bulldog shirt on.
Oh shit!
So he was asking me about Georgia, you know, and he's like, "Oh, you from Georgia?" I was like, "Yeah." We were talking about the Bulldogs or whatever, and it never clicked to tell him, but I'm from Jacksonville. I'm from fucking Jacksonville. So here I was talking to Johnny Van Zant from Lynyrd Skynyrd, who is from Jacksonville, Florida, and I live in Jacksonville, Florida, and didn't even tell him. You know? So we walked away from that conversation, and he was like, "Oh, that was a pretty cool guy from Georgia." But, you know, the concert, yeah, I kind of enjoyed the whole concert, but I couldn't help but feel a bit of sadness at the end. And you made a good point about, you know, they were the main ticket, so of course they came on last. So they come on at like 10:30.
Oh shit!
And like I mentioned, dude, I had got drunk, sober, and sober before they even came out on stage, so I was wore out. My favorite song from Lynyrd Skynyrd, I have a few of them, all the big ones, of course, but, you know, Simple Man has just been something that's always, you know, it's always been a special song in my heart, so I always look forward to that song, especially when I see him in concert. And, dude, it just wasn't the same, man, like you were talking about Mick Jagger. It was almost like he was,
just going through the motions.
Yeah, dude, like he didn't even... What? That's all right. Yeah, going through the motions. Some of the lyrics he didn't even go all the way through.
Oh man.
Yeah, so here I am. I'm singing from the top of my lungs. You know what I mean? I'm in the fields. You know, this was my wife's dad had passed away, and Simple Man was his favorite song. So her and I were really looking forward to, you know, them singing Simple Man, and it was like they just half-assed it, man. And I was so bummed, and it got me thinking about, because I was looking, you know, around at all the fans that were there, and they were all young chicks. The majority of people who were there were young females.
Yeah.
19, 20, you know what I mean? And some younger, but I realized right then that most of these people didn't come to see Lynyrd Skynyrd.
No.
And that broke my heart, dude. So here this is, this legend, this iconic band who paved the road for just about every artist or band or group that we listen to today. Just disrespected at the end. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was so bad that Johnny kept saying, "Come on, guys, this thing's being filmed. You know, we're recording tonight. You know, come on, this is my hometown." And you get the, yeah, you know, and then it would die out again.
Yeah, I think Shine Down kind of killed the luster of that song, early 2000s. I mean, that song means a lot to me, but I think one of the songs that resonates with me that Lynyrd Skynyrd ever done, because it was a cool song that me and my dad used to share. Every time we would hear it, we would always sing it all the way through like old drinking buddies, was Curtis Lowe, the Ballad of Curtis Lowe.
Yep, they sang that last night.
Man, that one and Mr. Banker. I don't know if you're familiar with that song, or if anybody listening to this podcast is familiar with Lynyrd Skynyrd's song called Mr. Banker. But that is as raw as Lynyrd Skynyrd gets. It's Ronnie Van Zant, a guitar player, and a steel guitar player, and that's it.
Yeah.
Man, that is one of the best tunes. And I can't name a Lynyrd Skynyrd album that I can't pick a favorite on. And they never played it on the radio. You know, Mr. Banker was never on the radio. Curtis Lowe was, but there's just something about those raw songs like that, man, without all the big band. Because Lynyrd Skynyrd's known for their lengthy jam sessions at the end of some of their songs, and that's what I like about them. When the song's over and they continue to play for another 10 minutes, just jamming. That's some of my favorite shit. But
can I say real quick? I'm glad you brought that up, man, because that was one of the things that I've always liked about Charlie Daniels. On a lot of his songs, when they break out that fiddle at the end, man, they had a guy actually came up to me in the middle of the concert and said, "Man, you're the best damn dancer out here." And dude, I don't dance. I'm not a dancer, but I go boot stomp. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
you know, bluegrass,
yep.
Boot stomping. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Man, that damn Charlie Daniels had me fired up, son. So Charlie Daniels, Kid Rock, put on a badass concert, and
it doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me, but it surprises me because Charlie Daniels is getting a little up there in age too.
Yeah, but he's not drawed up none. He's still a big old guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, still he can still sing like a motherfucker. But one of my favorite songs is from Lynyrd Skynyrd is Traveling Man. Mm-hmm. And I think more so now because of my whole truck driving roots and so that song kind of hits home. So, right. But of course the regulars, Sweet Home Alabama, I just draw a blank.
I appreciate all those songs because those were really popular Lynyrd Skynyrd songs, and they were always the popular ones at Lynyrd Skynyrd shows. Now, keep in mind, I've never been to an original Lynyrd Skynyrd show. My dad has, and he says it's one of the greatest moments of his life. But I've never been to an original Lynyrd Skynyrd show, but I've seen video, and those songs are some of the more popular because they're played on the radio. Everybody knows the words. They're good sing-along songs. But
you don't see Traveling Man very often. I think that's one.
Not very often. I have heard it on the radio before. There was a classic rock radio station down home in Myrtle Beach that played it sometimes. But I've seen video of Ronnie Van Zant on stage, man, and this motherfucker would sing barefooted on stage. You've never seen this motherfucker wear shoes. And I read an article one time in Rolling Stone magazine. The reason why he never wore shoes is because he liked to feel the warmth of the stage and the vibrations of the music and the vibrations of the people yelling out there in the crowd, vibrating off that floor. That's where he drew his energy from. And something like that, I mean, that's true artistry to me. You know what I mean? I said it earlier. That man was taken from this earth way, way too early. I've heard some of the original Lynyrd Skynyrd stuff that came out after Ronnie Van Zant died when his brother Johnny took over, and it just didn't have that same. I don't know. I can't explain it, man. It just wasn't the same. I mean, they made music. They made good money doing it. They carried the name of the Lynyrd Skynyrd band for many, many years, but there's just something about the way Ronnie Van Zant portrayed himself on stage and that just completely differed from his brother. You know what I mean? Like,
well, that's one thing I did notice, and I did appreciate.
Shoes to fill.
Yeah, and he gave tribute to Ronnie multiple times during their set, even if it was just photos of him or he mentioned that if it wasn't for his brother Ronnie and the other members that that passed away in that plane crash, that that they wouldn't even exist right now.
Right. Yep.
So great concert, bittersweet. It's the end of Lynyrd Skynyrd. It might not be the end of Lynyrd Skynyrd, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be the end of their touring. I don't think they'll tour anymore.
No, probably not.
Yeah, so that's and it's ironic that I have this feeling of sadness when I was the opposite, of the spectrum pertaining to Eminem. I think it's time for that dude to step down. What I mean? Let some young buck come in here and try to wreck shop for a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, what was the name of that tour, by the way? I heard it, but I can't remember the name of that tour. It was something to do with one of their old songs. I can't remember.
Yeah, it was
Last of the Street Survivors or something like that?
Yeah, farewell tour, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see, just to make sure it is... make make sure I'm telling you right here. Yeah, I think they're just yeah. Matter of fact, I got a T-shirt actually.
Nice.
Yeah, it only cost. We got two of them. Of course, the wife got one. She's a big Lynyrd Skynyrd fan. Let me see what they say actually. 'Cause I hadn't even looked at it. Well, I looked at them when we bought them, but
right.
I was half drunk.
Yep, understandable.
Yeah, last of the street survivors, Lynyrd Skynyrd. So here's their tour: Detroit, Michigan, Toronto, Cincinnati, St. Louis, Syracuse, Burgettstown, Hillholm, Atlanta, Jacksonville, Las Vegas, Rogers, Wichita, Kansas, St. Paul, Minnesota, Lincoln, Nebraska, Sioux Falls, Cedar Rapids, Green Bay, Toledo, Nashville, Evansville, Kansas City, Missouri, Peoria, Illinois, Grand Rapids, Michigan, Louisville, Kentucky, Baltimore, Maryland, Huntington, West Virginia, Wilkes-Barre.
Wait. You said Huntington, West Virginia?
Yeah.
What's the date on that?
It doesn't give me the date. It just gives me the, all the schedule.
Huntington's
So
Huntington's only a couple hours from me, dude. I'm going to have to check that out.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I was getting ready to say something. I can't remember what it was now. Oh, yeah. Why didn't they save Jacksonville for the very end, man? Except being that's where they're from.
Yeah, I thought about that also, and that was another thing that I couldn't figure out. I don't know. I'm assuming, you got to go according to, when the particular venue can take you.
Man, that would have been awesome.
Yeah. But like I said, it was bittersweet. I had a great time. But I did notice that, dude, I'm getting fucking old. Like I've done nothing today. I am so out of it. My throat hurts from yelling and hollering and all that shit and drinking, and it's taken me a whole day to recuperate from a damn concert.
You hung over.
But I guess, huh?
Hung over.
Hung over even. But I will say that I would be pure embarrassed had I not felt like this today after a fucking Lynyrd Skynyrd concert. You hear me?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
All right, well, there it is. That was a shoot from the hip episode. We've been busy, but we have some pretty cool and interesting things coming up. We've got Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, coming up on the 14th and 15th.
Man, I'm super stoked for that shit. That's gonna be a good time.
Yeah. So there's gonna be a lot of podcast content. There's gonna be some videos uploaded. We're probably gonna run through a few different episodes. This will be the first time we've tried it. Other times where Red and I have been in the same location, but for those who don't know, Red lives in West Virginia. I live in Florida. So this will be a rare opportunity for us to be together side by side, running through a few episodes, running down a few videos. So stay tuned for all that stuff. If you are in the Myrtle Beach area, the 14th and the 15th, come by, say hi, buy us a beer. We can maybe we can even get you on an episode.
The Beaver Bar in Murrells Inlet, South Carolina. 14th and the 15th of September.
And if you have any questions regarding this, need any additional information, you can shoot us an email at paintedlines@paycheckandred.com. And yeah, and you can I'm sure by now you all know where to find us, but Red likes to read through the shit. If he doesn't, can't sleep at night. So tell them where they can find us at, brother.
I'm a creature of habit, man. I can't help it. The majority of all your famous social media platforms, Facebook at Paycheck and Red, Twitter at Paycheck and Red, Instagram at Paycheck and Red Podcast. We're on the majority of podcast listening platforms. If you listen to us on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, stop on by and leave us a review and 5 stars. Check out paycheckandred.com. There's a lot of cool shit coming up. We're going to have merch. We're going to have, we have an email now at paintedlines@paycheckandred.com. There's pictures. You can listen to the podcast there. It's a new thing for us. We're building it slowly. Everything that we've gotten so far has been organic. We don't pay for shit. If you don't listen, you don't listen. But if you do, it's cool as hell. So check us out. Check it out on the social media, man. We're always there.
And speaking of new things, we have started this new thing. And Red, you want to tell them about it?
Yeah, it's all things that things that all men should know. Just little tidbits of men information that we come up with weekly for you guys. That we think that all men should know. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. We're hand lowering turds now, I hear. We're flicking boogers and all that kind of shit. So this week,
you ruined my next one. My next one was going to be lefty loosey, righty tighty. So I might have to come up with something different, I guess. Appreciate that.
All right.
So you get 2 in this week, I guess.
Yeah, I snuck a little secret. All men should know. All men should know this, and this is pretty relevant because today is Labor Day. If you are a blue-collar working American man on Labor Day, do not take your ass to work. Stay at home, enjoy your day, cook on the grill, drink beer, grab your old lady's ass, watch a football game, but do not, under no circumstances, go to work.
Take one day to not work for the man and be the man.
Be the man, that's right.
There it is. Another one in the books. That's it. See ya.
Later.